Good evening, good evening, good evening. Having some technical difficulties here. Let me come on out of this. Having some technical difficulties. My internet is moving in and out. Don't know exactly what that is. It's working just fine on my laptop. Let me come over here and pull you guys up on my laptop. Got a great topic tonight. How'd you guys like that that photo I placed in my notification to let you know that we were going live tonight? Serena and Venus. Awesome picture, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Powerful story. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the video, the documentary on their father, Richard, and his how he designed their whole tennis life at the age of I think 8 and 10, and did not go the traditional route of the powerful tennis camps that they have down in Florida and what have you. He kind of put together his own program, came under tremendous ridicule and criticism about what he was doing. He was killing their possibilities and opportunities. But he had a vision, and his vision was to design their life methodically, step by step, through the juniors and through the amateurs and then the pros and so on and we saw them at one time number 1 and number 2 in the world. Many of us have seen them compete against each other, much like we did the other night in the Australian Open. Two beautiful, respectable young ladies who have had a tremendous impact on the game of tennis. And they came to mind for me because my topic tonight is designing with a big Y-O-U-R, your destiny. It's all about you. And so one of the things as I get down to making an offer and finally coming to a point where I'm saying, okay, I've tried to give you guys as much about me as I could, as much about my program as I could, what some of the benefits are, how being involved with me will really allow you to, one, create a vision if you didn't have one already, but as it relates to your finances, put something together that is methodical, systematic, and consistent in getting you from where you are to where you want to be. And folks, in some cases, if you come to me and you're up in age, close to retirement, there's still an opportunity to help you get in retirement in a lot better shape than you would have had you not put together a plan. If you come to me in your 20s and 30s, God bless you, you are at the right place at the right time, because what we can do for you is life-changing and will make all the difference in your life and your legacy, your children, your family's lives than you ever imagined. And some of you may have imagined that it could be that way. So, having said that, designing your life, it's all about you. And so the "it's all about you" piece is really my commitment to you by saying that we're going to put this thing together. It's your plan. It's not anybody else's plan. This is designed specifically for you to help you realize those things in your lives, in your life that you dreamed about, fantasized about, imagined as those nights when you gazed up at the ceiling or at the stars as a young person who thought that who believed that you could conquer the world and do and be anything that you put your mind to. And I'm here to tell you that it's really, you were in the most potent phase of your life when you had those imaginations. You really were. Let me turn this down. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so you were in probably the most potent phase of your life because you believed that anything was possible. And when you believe anything is possible, one of the things that happens is you begin to move in a way that mirrors that belief. And so I'm a guy who spent a lot of money trying to figure out how to bring this opportunity, my message to the market. I've dealt with a lot of different people who have professed to and made claims about what their skill sets were and what they could do and how they could help me. Oftentimes they wanted their money up front, and because they were very convincing and I believed them, I gave them my money. And off, you know, up until this last business relationship that I had with Peak Performance Institute, pardon me, a lot of what I got was not what people promised. And it was very, very frustrating. There have been moments when I have really kind of lost my cool and my patience in terms of just putting up with this foolishness. And so what I really wanted to do was, one, share my life experience, the process that I was forced to go through. Basically what I did was I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And from that book I created a manual for my life. And that manual was the guide that I used to create the systematic steps that I would take to really, one, serve as my roadmap, but keep me on pace, and also be my accountability message, if you will. Folks, let me tell you, one of the best things you can do, and the reason why I really encourage you to share these videos is because, you know, when you're trying to do this by yourself, it's a very difficult and challenging thing. When you have some accountability and you have some folks who are moving in the same direction as you are, it makes this process a whole lot easier. Please excuse me. Just getting over that cold. So the first thing here's what you're going to get when you become a part of the Everyday Wealth System. When you become a part of Everyday Wealth System, what you get is me and my authentic experiences. My authentic experiences translated into step-by-step, methodical processes where I hold your hand and take you through your dreams, your aspirations, your fears, your doubts, your embarrassment, your lack of belief as a result of life knocking you down, right? And so, you know, this is your plan. And the beautiful part about it is that you're going through this process with someone. It's the no shame, no embarrassment, no guilt zone. You let all that go. Why? Because I've been there and I've been through it and I've experienced those emotions. But when I put together the plan, when I finally put together the plan, what it provided for me was a belief, a vision, and a belief in that vision, and a conviction that if I just every day just follow the plan step by step by step, folks, what I'm here to tell you is the results were life changing. So what's the first thing that's going to happen when we get together? And so I'm sharing with you some of the secret sauce. Some, you know, as they say, the secret sauce, right? The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss your dreams. We're going to talk about what it was that you always wanted to do or be, where you saw yourself as an adult when you were a kid, or when you fantasized about becoming an adult and what that life would look like. It's really important because that's real stuff. It's real stuff because that's where you were at that time. That's where you saw the possibilities for your life and your future. And that is potent. And we're going to tap into that. Why? Because it becomes the driver as we begin to create momentum. It becomes the driver for what keeps you inspired and motivated and looking towards tomorrow and getting excited about greeting the day and all of its possibilities as it relates to you achieving your goals. Right? Because a lot of what we've experienced doesn't validate or does not support that our dreams and our visions are possible. You know, we move into this thing called adulthood, and we live in this thing called a reality that does not match up with our dreams and our aspirations. Right? And it's not always as a result of anything outside of you. 9 times out of 10, it's something that you author subconsciously, because everything around you is probably saying, that's not really for you. You know, you weren't an A student in school or in college. That might not work. All those defeating, disparaging thoughts based on what you're receiving from externally, friends, family, community, whatever the case may be. And so I'm here to destroy all that and connect you back to this very, very special but powerful place. We're going to discuss your dreams. The next thing is we're going to assess your current situation. We're going to keep it real. I'm going to just keep it plain and simple. We're going to keep it real. If your stuff is ugly, we're going to put it on the table. And all of its ugliness. And that's okay, because my stuff is ugly too. So we're going to put that on the table and we're going to talk about it. And more importantly, I want you to look at what it feels like to put your ugly on the table. And then when we put your ugly on the table, I want you to talk to me about the contrast of what your ugly looks like and makes you feel versus what your dreams and your beauty looks like in terms of your vision for your life. And this is really important because these become drivers. As a result of this, we develop and shape one very critical aspect of this whole process, and that's called your why. Why every morning you'll get up. Why, in my case, when I had a choice, I chose to sleep in my car for 3 weeks. Why that was a option that was very viable when I could have, spent a little more out of the money that I'd allocated to eliminate debt and get an apartment. Why was it worth it to make that sacrifice for 3 weeks and sleep in my car? And what I found after the first 3 to 4 days wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It really wasn't. But what was so powerful was when I got to the end of those 15 days and I moved into that room that became available the first of the month. You talk about being empowered. You talk about being at a place where, I'm saying, through Christ who strengthens me, greater is he that is in me than him that is in the world. And it got proven out by something that I never imagined I would do. Sleep in my car, not in the beauty, not in the comfort and the shelter and the protection, the security of a home with the front and the back door that locks. I was in my car. That's what your why will do for you. Your why will drive your behavior in line with your destination that you've determined. Your why will keep you on track. Very important. So what we're going to do then is we're going to write down everything that you owe. We're going to write down everything that you earn. We're going to write down everything that you owe. And if you're out there and you have been through my program or any of these processes with me, shout it out. Talk about what that is online. 1, 2 words, 5 word sentences, phrases, whatever. But there are a number of you who may be listening to this that have experienced some of this. You know what I'm saying? And so you know this process. Now, anyone who I've worked with that's gotten to this part right here where we created their plan, if I can get you to here, my success rate is about 98%. That's because if I can get you to here where we create the plan, and you can see it and you can feel it and you can envision it and it permeates your soul, guess what? Success is yours. We can get there. And so this is the process. It's a hand-holding process. I'm really working through how we're going to do this. I'm looking at putting together a special order for maybe about 10 to 15 people to get started. the 10 of you or 15 that are the first to enroll in my program, will be a very special group, and got some really great things for you. The price point is going to be such that if you can't afford the price point, then you definitely need to be in this program. So I'm excited about that, because here's what's going to happen on the other side of this. When you create your plan, now you're going to be walking in your destiny. Listen, this is designing your destiny. It's your life. This is your plan. This is your future based on your vision, based on your desires and what you want to see manifest in your life. And something very powerful happens, and I always go back to it. And that is probably most important. If you're a parent, one of the most important influences that you will have is the children, your kids. We all know as parents, and I say it all the time with a smile, now that my youngest is 21 as of last Tuesday, I always say they don't hear a whole lot of what you say, but they sure as heck see everything you do. And in that regard, and to that extent, why not be the perfect model of what their life can be through evolving and learning, or learning and evolving to be the best model that they can look at, right? And so that for me was the most exciting thing, was that I can model something. Whether they follow it or not, that's up to them. But I can model something for them that will give them a different type of life. Now let me talk about some of the benefits, right? Some of the benefits that you experience when you are free from debt and the burden, the weight, the shame, the embarrassment. Well, that's one major benefit right there, right? But additionally is you can take a vacation, which you may not have been able to do before. You can take a vacation and enjoy every aspect of that vacation. Buy the souvenirs you want. Participate in some of the excursions. Take advantage of some of the different activities, right? That's one thing. Here's the other thing that was really big for me. Unlike any other point in time in my adult life, I was able to give and tithe in my church, unlike I'd ever done before. You know how they tell you to hold that check up or that envelope, and you hold it up and they shout certain things and prayers and what have you over the money. You know what? I did it with ease because I knew I was sowing back into not only the kingdom, but what does the word talk about in terms of sowing? You reap, right? And so they both are very important parts of this law, of this process, of how the order of God works. And so, to be able to do that and the time, and I'm making, at that time when my money was coming in, I'm bringing in close to $4,500 a month in some cases. In the initial stages, you're talking about $450. That's just the tithe, and then the offering. You do it freely. Why? Because one of the things I show you how to do is to separate your money. And one of the systems that I use that I love is, and it's so simple, it's called the 70, 20, 10. Do it down here. 70, 20, 10. 70, 20, 10. It equals 100%. 100% of your money is divided in 70%. 70% goes to all your bills and responsibility. 20% is 100% yours. 10% you give back, right? And so giving is a vital part of receiving and earning and abundance and prosperity. And so the benefits, again, to be able to provide opportunities and experiences for your children. I don't mean give them all the things that they want. I mean provide for them experiences and opportunities to learn and to grow and to develop. Oftentimes we confuse love with gifts. And, when a child is developing and growing, You're preparing them to be a mini you. And most of the time, that's exactly what we do. We prepare them to be just like we are. Wasteful, not planning, in despair, or not not having the success in our money, not experiencing our lives to the fullest, and they end up doing the exact same thing, right? The other part of that is that I believe that each and every one of us has been given a gift. And you know, like I know, when you're encumbered and in debt and bogged down, your creativity, your connection to your gift is lost. It's non-existent. And I think that's one of the worst things that is lost to mankind is the gift that God planted in you to bless mankind with, that only you can bring forth, and it's snuffed out. It's snuffed out by debt and all the feelings and emotions and burden that comes with it. And so, again, we're going to discuss the first step. This is a hand-holding process. The first step is to discuss your dreams. The second is to assess your current situation. We're going to look at your ugly, and that's okay. We're going to write down all your current situations as it relates to dollars and cents, and we're going to create a plan. And this is where your life lives, right here. This is where your financial life lives, right here. And I'm going to tell you something. It's a beautiful thing. Folks, I can't give it to you with any more, excitement. And maybe I could act real silly and dance and, shout or whatever. But that's not what this show is, right? So I'm going to keep it, stay on message. And so every day, what you want to do is we want to get you everyday wealth ready. We want to get you everyday wealth ready. I kind of came up with this formula some years ago when I was going through this process. And I said, what is the formula for success, right? And as I was pondering this, one of the things that I realized is that as an entrepreneur, there are opportunities that come across my desk daily. The question is, am I in a position to take advantage of that opportunity? And so one of the things that I did was I came up with this formula, right? And so I would do it like this. Preparation, and I'm going to abbreviate it. Preparation plus opportunity equals success. That's it. When you prepare for an opportunity comes, it's going to equal success. And so, folks, there's a lot in me. I can't give it all to you at one time. I'm looking forward to connecting with you next week. Again, I want you to join me on a conference call tomorrow. If you're ready to become everyday wealth ready, I want you to join me. One of the things that's really kind of tough is erasing this stuff off the board. I feel like an arts and craft teacher in a school who's, I've never, all these colors and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. So what I want you to do is join me on a conference call tomorrow. And I don't want to use blue because it's just like the color that's there, right? 7, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2. Let me see if I got that right. 31, 0, 0. Might as well be consistent, right? The pen is 198, 198, 948, 948. Join me on the call tomorrow. We're going to have some fun, have your questions together, share the message if you will. Look forward to seeing you there. Remember, there's life after debt, and it's a beautiful life. It's a life of abundance and excitement and happiness and joy and pleasure. It's awesome. If you have a predictable income, meaning that you get a paycheck every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, and you're willing to create a plan and follow it, we can help you move your life from ordinary to extraordinary. And you know what? You won't get this package, this box deal, and be left to your own knowledge and understanding about how to make it work. There will be conference calls, there will be workshops, there will be webinars, you will have email, you will be able to, we'll walk lockstep through your process to get you where you desire to be, right? And so based on that, I'm going to say to you, have a good night. Tonight is Wednesday. Some folks call it Hump Day. It's the first day of February. Happy Black History Month. And I just want to say to you, hey, it can happen for you. It can happen to you. And together we can make it happen and help you create or design your destiny. Because right now, if you look at it, where you're heading, is it really where you want to go? Really? And if it's not, then text the number 301, text FREEDOM to 301-250-1088 and get into the community and let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Folks, as always, it's a great time to share with you. I enjoy it, and I look forward to sharing with you tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless you, and peace.